I know some of you have been tuning in during like the last couple of weeks, but if it's your first time or you haven't met either of us, my name is Mary. I studied quantum hypnosis at both QHHT and BQH, as well as I did yoga training. I'm currently studying to be a therapist, so I've been working in this kind of healing space for a long time. As well as kind of the quantum realm where a lot of the magic happens. And yeah, I've been very, very interested in working in the space and helping people and just, interacting with source and the energy of the universe. It's all really fascinating and wonderful. I definitely find it so. Myself and Elaine met through QHHT and have been doing some of the quantum connectors work for a number of years. And we've decided to start doing these YouTube lives just to kind of show people what we're doing. And just kind of giving space for people to ask any questions that they might have. I help Elaine go into the process and facilitate it, and then Elaine is the seer and channeler that was able to answer your questions. Everything comes directly from source for your highest good. We're always protected within the space. We ask that if you do have questions, and some people email them in beforehand, but usually we'll try and answer most of them live. You just need to give your name, your gender, your preferred pronouns, and yeah, your name, your preferred pronouns, as well as the question that you have and your date of birth. So a few things for that, but that's
Oops.
all the information that Elaine needs. And yeah. And
I'm
when you just started
lagging.
doing these, yeah, no worries. I think it lags a little bit.
Yeah.
When you kind of started these YouTube lives, and we've never done them before, so we're still ironing out some of the technical difficulties and all this. So please bear with us as we go along.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know, but my video seems to not be. Mm, Yeah, let's see what's happening.
Um, I can see you, Elaine, and
Okay. I'm
I
just going
think
to go
it's
ahead then.
working.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me
we
okay?
have like
Yeah.
one viewer. So hi, like maybe we'll just checking. You can see and hear us.
Okay.
As I said, we're not scheduled to start till 11:11. So just kind of coming on a bit earlier to just greet anyone that might have come on through Eventbrite as it said 11 a.m. So
All right. There should be a description there for everybody. Am I in the present moment? Am I here? So, welcome everybody. So, this is our second live. So, Mary and I have done a lot of this work together. And so then we thought we're going to share it on a live stream just to give anybody any opportunities to ask questions. And also, it just gives everybody a bit of a boost. And so, there'll be a little surprise at the end. We like to do an overall just bring in a lot of consciousness and source golden light at the end. So if you want to stay for the end or just arrive at the end, but yeah, give us our questions. Mary and I have a lot in common, but as a seer, you're going to see that I close my eyes because I see when I close my eyes and I see like a movie, but I also feel it in my body. So, and it's always through the heart, through the deep eye, your higher self, and through consciousness, what Eckhart Tolle calls divine presence. And that's kind of actually the safest portal on earth. And we're connecting with Gaia. And then Mary's going to guide us in, and then she's going to be the facilitator. She holds the space actually, because it brings in a lot of consciousness and a lot of light, and we can see that with the video lag. But we kind of land on the same page no matter what. So welcome, and I'm ready to go anytime. I'll just tune in and I'm going to
Uh,
close my eyes.
yeah, sounds good,
Yeah?
Elaine. I'm just kind of like updating the comments, or the
Okay.
and it's also in the description as well. If anyone's tuned in and they don't know what kind of questions to ask, I put kind of you can ask whatever you want, whatever if you think it's personal to you or something you want to know about the wider collective. Um, if you're asking specifically about other people, we do private sessions, which might, we don't want to kind of like talk about other people without their consent on a YouTube live. So we ask the questions are personal to you and that you're okay
Yeah.
with having the information being shared. Obviously, this is this is out of the public. So just to be mindful of that. Like Elaine is a seer and channeler, so everything she speaks will be truth. So if you do put a question forth, yeah, just to kind of have that in mind. We also ask for your preferred pronouns, as well as your name and date of birth, and also date of birth. Um, so if this is your first time, you'll kind of see the format as we go. Like we have had questions that people have sent in. If I don't see any in the chat, like we usually start with at least one of those, and then we'll come to the chat. And as Elaine said, it's not just about these questions and energy work is for everyone. So maybe someone will ask a question and then, we'll also do the work and feel it as well. So everything here is relevant and connected to all of us. I hope that kind of answers your question. But yeah, let's, yeah, I think Elaine, you're ready to go, you said.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
me just, give me half a second there. Just writing something. Okay. All right. So first of all, I will invite everyone present to just land ourselves into this space. So we do this by just slowly taking a deep inhale and exhale together. So let's go in through the nose and just sigh it out. Relax. And again, deep inhale in, breath out. Inviting you to land into the present moment. Connect to our hearts. Each breath in, each breath out. We are grounding into Gaia's loving and supportive energy. As we fully anchor to Gaia, we give thanks to the ancestors of the lands who have walked this path before us with much love and respect. We draw strength from Gaia and are centered in our own being, grounded and connected. We now open our hearts to Source. Our hearts are sacred gateways for divine love and wisdom and healing. We are aligning to our source energy, connected to all that is, to the golden light of our hearts. Just bringing that awareness into your space, into your heart with each inhale and exhale. We now call upon our higher selves for answers, clearing, and alignment. May our higher selves be fully aligned with Source, guiding this session with love, clarity, and the highest good for all. We make sure to really protect the space. So we will now surround the space with the golden shield of light, which is impenetrable and protective. Only energies with unconditional love, source, and our highest good may enter. All inferable, false gods, or disruptive energies are repelled by source's golden light. So everyone just take a moment to really visualize this light coming around you in your space. Okay, so now Elaine, I invite you to deeply move in to the space for channeling and seeing, and you can let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay,
Thanks.
so what we do is, yeah, thanks, Elaine. We start each question with, we have some backed up from a few weeks ago, so we usually start with at least one of those, and then we'll move to the chat. So before and after each question, we kind of clear the space and then we reset an intention for each person. So that being said, I'll kind of start with that format first, and then we'll kind of go through the questions. So the first question is for Jessie, born in 1998, pronouns she. We will open a channel of unconditional love of compassion with Source. May all guidance that comes true serve the highest good of Jessie and the collective, bringing healing, clarity, and empowerment. All information and wisdom applies to all time, all space, on all dimensions with the intention of clearing to the root cause and shifting energies across all realities. This work is permanent and aligned with the highest good of all. Any energies that are not aligned with the highest good are now released and returned to Source for healing. We reinforce the golden shield of protection around this space. Okay, Elaine, so Jessie's question is, she is ready for love and is tired of all these lessons. Wants to know directly what is going on with her love life and where is he?
Yeah, so I do feel, well, we feel actually that Jesse's quite sad, actually. So if the emotion comes up of sadness, to just help release that. And so we're just looking, it's almost like what it looks like is that Jesse's frequency is calibrating. So she's moving through things, she's processing things, she's awakening to who she is. So she's calibrating. And then, of course, the partner is also calibrating. But there's always potentials to step forward. So we're seeing two that are potentials that could step forward for her, but she doesn't need to do anything. She doesn't need to find them. She doesn't need to search for them. They're going to find her. But for her right now, it's just calibrating. So she's trying, so she's meditating, she's staying in her heart space, but it's hard for her to cry, and it's hard for her to feel sad. And because it came through the left eye, it's from another past life. So we're not going to give the details of the past life, but we're going to release. Sometimes the words are coming out like a love that didn't come through in a past life. So a love that didn't come through in a past life is kind of blocking her heart. So right now we're just kind of working through the layer of well, it's all in the now, but to just reference it, we'll call it a past life, or you can call it a parallel life. It's the same thing. But in the quantum field, it's all now. So she's in the now with this, but it's a past time. It's another time, not this body, not this life, but it's still bringing her a lot of sadness. So she doesn't know why she feels so sad. But whenever she feels this sad, it drops her down. So her energy, her frequency will drop. And then she tries, to get back to the heart space, and then it drops back to the sadness. It's like an anchor that's pulling her down. But the other time, the past life, needs to be witnessed. Like her sadness, it was a devastating loss in that other time, so it needs to be witnessed, and that it's not hopeless because it didn't happen in that time. It's not hopeless. So there was like I don't know what the word is coming through, like unrequited love or something like that. Like there's a love that it was it could not come through in that time. The social standing and the parameters of the family, this love couldn't come through. And so she's held on to this love, and it's come into this heartbreak, has come into this life because it's something she wants to heal. So that's why she feels so much longing and so much sadness, like unbelievable sadness, like that he's here, but she can't see him. She can't feel him. Where is he? But if she keeps her frequency at the heart level, so in consciousness level, that would be like a 500 out of 1,000 of the consciousness of that scale, Dr. Hawkins scale. So if she stays in that heart space, she'll be like a beacon of light, and then he'll be able to find her. But when she keeps dipping, and by dipping, the only way you dip is by blocking the feelings that are coming up. So if she accepts the feelings that come up in the present, say she doesn't know why she's crying, she doesn't know why she feels so sad, she doesn't know why she feels so much longing. It doesn't make sense to her, but it makes sense to the body because the body is trying to help her release it, acknowledge it, witness it. And so the mind is asking why, which dips her energy down, her frequency down, but her heart knows why. And it's because it was something that didn't happen in another time. So we're saying to be that magnet of that frequency of love. It's like you turn into a light bulb, and then the person is then able to find you. So he will be able to find her when when she feels sad, she lets herself be sad. Doesn't mean she dips down into depression. That's blocking sadness. It means that she's acknowledging, oh, I feel really sad. Okay, it must be something that I need to pay attention to. And then your frequency will stay at that 500 level. That's the most important thing, is the frequency. So, and she'll turn into a light bulb, and then he'll be able to find her. So that's the longing. The longing is from another time. So, but it will come through in this life. They both planned it. But there's a potential, sometimes if the person doesn't make it, then there's also potential for another to step forward, right? Because there's many, many lives, many time spaces. So the most important thing is that she's sure about what she wants, and then also holding that frequency, and then not denying her feelings, because the feelings are like a compass, and the body sensations are like a compass. So that's good. Thanks, Jessie.
Okay, thank you, Elaine. Let's clear the space. Thank you, Jesse, for your question, and for anyone else that um, wanted to know something similar to that. So as we close the space for Jesse with love and gratitude and joy, we now open the channel of unconditional love and compassion with Source for our next question. And that is going to come from our chat. The first one that came in is Gilvan, date of birth, 2006. So let's quickly set the space for them. May all guidance that comes through serve their highest good, bring healing, clarity, and empowerment. All information and wisdom applies to all time, space, and dimensions with the intention of clearing to the root cause across all realities. This work is permanent and is aligned with their highest good, with the intention that all energies in the space are fully aligned with Source, any which are not are now released. We ensure the golden shield of protection around this space. Okay, so their question. Um, they would like to know what is their chosen path for this life, as in their mission and their life path, that most best aligns with their soul's choosing.
Okay. Could you say the name again
Uh,
or
it's one
spell
of
it?
your friends, Kelvin.
Kevin? Oh, Kevin.
Kevin. Sorry,
Kevin.
and again to anyone in the chat, I know I've recognized your names before, but just please just put your name and pronoun and year of birth, just so can have it at hand. Thank you. Okay, so Cuban. Yeah.
Kevin. Okay.
Mhm.
So young guy, right? So he's 2006. So let's take a look. Yeah, so he's just kind of starting out in his life. So looking, but what's his purpose? That's the question. What's his purpose?
Uh, you asking me? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
That's the question. Yeah. What is the
yeah.
purpose and what should they be doing? Most aligned to that as well. And maybe well, I'll let you decipher that, but maybe
Okay,
what exactly they need to be doing. Yeah.
sure. Okay. So let's take a look. Yeah, it's so Kevin is like a generator. So he's here, he actually very quickly can create energy, process energy, and then send energy out. So he works like a generator. So that's kind of his main like big overall purpose is kind of that's how he's going to have a lot of ideas. He's going to have a lot of things that he wants to create. And then people are going to say, slow down, pick one. No, that's not the right path for him. He has to follow his intuition, which is his higher self, and he can do many things at one time. So the more he does things or creates things or has ideas for things, the more he's like a generator. So the more the information comes in, he processes it and puts it back out, the more he receives. So he actually works at a high caliber energy. So the more information comes in, he can process it and then brings it out into the world, the more will come in. So he never has to worry if he's going to come out of like being tired or not having ideas come through. They will always come through as long as that flow is coming through. So as a generator, think of like the energy comes in, comes through his body, the energy comes from his higher self and the messages, and then comes through his body and then out into the world. And the more he's in that flow state, so he's not listening to interference because they're going to say, oh, well, pick one thing or do one thing. That's not his path. His path is when his higher self speaks, to the information comes through his body and he generates it, he processes it, and then he can produce it. So if that means he has 10 things that he's doing, he can do 10 things that he wants to do. He can do that. That's his makeup. That's his purpose. And so the more that he's not interfered with, then the more flow there will be, and then it'll be easier for him. So, but if because he's young now, he's young still, there's going to be that preciousness of this easy in this flow state, when he's in school, but then when he's out of school, there could be pressure around him, pick one thing or do this, or that's not his path. So his path is to do many things and to bring in the ideas of his higher self and then to bring them out into the world. And he's not ever going to be in a shortage of ideas because that's his path. And he knows how to do this. This is like high caliber work, but he knows how to do it and he's practiced it many, many times. And so the big thing is to not be interfered with. So even if they mean well, even if they are for his, best good, his best good is to go with his natural state of being, which is like to generate energy. So to receive energy from his higher self, to process it through his being, and then to bring it back out into the world. And, some of his ideas, he's going to think, whoa, like, why? This is wild, but maybe, maybe today, but maybe in 5 years, it won't be wild. Right. So that's kind of ideas he's going to be getting. So be open. The more open, and then bringing them in and wondering, okay, I'm receiving it. Okay, I wonder, process it and then bring it out into the world in some way. Even if he just speaks it, he doesn't have to create it all. Yeah, and then we're just releasing for him. So just releasing. We're just releasing judgments, and we're going to release the flow. We're just aligning his flow state. So that's all the energy centers. So some people call them chakras, but they're energy centers. And so we're just clearing the energy centers. And his third eye is very activated. So we're just going to clear the interference for the third eye, because that's where the visions are going to come in. And you know, and just for him to remember, he knows how to do this. This is going to feel, this flow state for him will feel natural. Stopping it, picking one thing, that actually will cause him a lot of heartbreak, strife, or I want to use that word, strife. It'll cause him a lot of strife and stress. So we're just clearing his energy centers, kind of give him a like a head start. We're just going to clear, but this can be for anybody. So just clearing all the energy centers. They should be spiraling kind of like this. So, and each energy center. So the chakras, so the root chakra is the number 1, sacral number 2, solar plexus where the ribs meet, number 3. And that one seems okay. The heart, number 4, the center of the chest. The throat chakra is center of the throat. That one's needing clearing. It's hard because he's a young man. So it's like, what, just because you're young doesn't mean your soul's young, right? His frequency is a high frequency. So just because he's in a young body and on this earth now doesn't mean he's young necessarily. It's not naive. We're just clearing the throat and the shoulders, especially the right shoulder. Lots of cramping on the computer. Just releasing the shoulders, the throat, and then now the third eye. I've been working on the third eye for him. So clearing the third eye, that will feel a lot better for him actually now, because there was like a filter, like a pressure. Now we just opened it up. So it should all just be open and flowing. And then just the portal is always through the heart. So when you connect to your higher self through the heart. And then the crown chakra, we're just securing the crown chakra. So there's always the tendency to go out of the body, but in this work, we're embodied in the body, deep in the body, like what Eckhart Tolle says, the deep eye through the heart. That's the higher self, and that's the kind of divine intelligence, and that's what you want to tap into, because then you have real access to information. Okay, so yeah, he looks a lot clearer now to us. He looks like flow state. We're fixing his posture. And deep breath in and out. And just let it land. And then connected to Gaia. Gaia is the new earth. So anything above 5D, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9D. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. I have a pet barking mat in the background. I hope you guys can hear them. But as you always say, Elaine, it's always the animals agreeing and helping clear the energy. And for anyone like listening in, and even for myself there, I'd also feel the energy moving. So if you do feel it, like that's actually quite normal. It's not just for whoever's asked the question, and just continue with deep inhales and exhales and just kind of moving with the flow of the release. Um, yeah. So we have a couple more questions here. So let's like close that question, close that space with love and gratitude. The next question, Jonathan, he pronouns 2005, and he actually has a question from the follow-up from last week about the angels. So
Okay.
before I get into that, let's just clear the space for them. We now open up the channels of unconditional love and compassion with Source for them. May all guidance that comes true serve their highest good, bring healing, clarity, and empowerment. All the information and wisdom is across all time, space, and dimensions, and with the intention of clearing to the root cause and shifting energies across all realities. This work is permanent and aligned with our highest good. We ask that any energies that are not of highest good and fully aligned with Source to now be removed and released to God, released to Source for healing. We reinforce the golden sheath of protection around the space. So their question, following up from last week. So last week they had questions about an angelic connection, and we kind of talked about that. Elaine, can you remind me of the name of that angelic connection? But they don't mention it here, but I don't know if that's significant. But maybe, Jonathan, you can place it in the chat as well if you need to know. So they said they're connected with the angelic collection, and they would like to know, are there anything angelic collective wants to offer them, and are there anything that I have to offer in return for this universe?
Okay, and it's Janica and it's a he, right?
Janaki He, born in 2005, and
2001. Okay,
we spoke last week with their angelic connection as well.
okay. Let's tune in. So the anticipation. Let's see. So as we're landing here, so yeah, he's connected with the angelic collective. So they're high vibrational in service. And so, yeah, they just want him to know that he's doing really well and that he can speak to them like all the time and ask for help. That's really important because the more he talks to them, to the angelic collective, the angel that he needs, the high vibrational being, what we call angels on earth, the high vibrational beings that he needs will step forward and help him. So they're in service. And so if he calls on them, for example, maybe 1,000 show up, or maybe 10 show up, or maybe one shows up. But the amount doesn't matter because it's like a one, because they're in the oneness. So, but in terms of like the angel, there's an archangel that has stepped forward for him right now, and that's Archangel Ariel and Archangel Gabriel. So Archangel Gabriel is like a messenger, and then Ariel has a message, and they just want to say that, well, that they love him. They love him, and they're very proud of him. Yeah, they love him. They really want him to remember them while he's on earth. And they're going to help him with his communication. So that's Archangel Gabriel. He's going to help with communication. And then Archangel Ariel just wanted to really bring in the loving presence so that he really feels it in his body, so that he really feels the love and the honoring in his body. And those are the main two that have stepped forward for him right now. And they may change as what he needs to change. So say he wants to do something that would require another kind of talent or another expression, then the team will come forward for that to help him. But the more he connects through the heart to his higher self, and his higher self is part of the angelic collective, then he'll feel more at ease on earth, and he'll feel more comfortable in his body, and he'll be able to be in his body more grounded, because it's very high to be a high vibrational being, to come into the density of earth and to come into an earth body. But the more he's grounded in his earth body, connected to Gaia, to the new earth, that's going to be a lot easier to connect to Gaia and the new earth. So we're saying like he's got some pain in his teeth and his jaw, on the upper jaw. So they're just gonna bring in a healing. They're just gonna bring in a healing team for his teeth and his jaw and his gums, and it's the upper on both sides. And so this can be for anybody as well, because there's always so much tension in the jaw and the teeth on earth. So that's like a common clenching, because there's so much kind of scary things. I wanted to say terror, but I don't want to scare anybody, but scary things. So lots of things to process on Earth and Earth's density, but Earth's shifted. So the shift happened. So connecting through your heart to your higher self is going to help you stay in that 5D new Earth connection, which will actually make your whole nervous system feel better. And it will be easier to manifest. It will be easier to express yourself, speak your truth, and then also connecting to your higher self. So, and that's why Eckhart Tolle calls it the deep eye, because he doesn't want people popping out of their bodies. Like on earth, we have to be with our higher self, but in our body. And our higher self, depending on who our higher self is, high vibrational being, you have access to that on earth. So just clearing his nervous system at the back, just clearing his nervous system. So we're just putting kind of like a pin at the back of the nervous system to just kind of really have the flow state in his nervous system. And we're seeing some blockage in his third eye, so we're just going to clear that. So, but this can be again for anybody. So we're just clearing the third eye. So if you feel like you ever have any tension in your head or headaches or migraines, that's the third eye. So we're just going to clear it really gently and softly. Nothing has to be harsh. It can be soft and gentle releases, like spirals kind of going up to divine presence. You kind of see it that way, or source if you prefer that word. So we're just seeing the third eye kind of, because that's what as soon as 5D happens, everybody's third eye opens. And so then it's like whatever blockages have been in the third eye also need to be witnessed and released. So we're just seeing that there's some filters there. So we're just releasing them. Just very gently. And then if there's anybody that's watching, that this is for them as well. So, and this is always with your higher self. So it's always for your highest good. So I'm just going to clear. And then Archangel Gabriel, he's the messenger, and he came forward and he says, you can speak your truth, you can communicate. So they're just like, he's got like a trumpet. He's like, just, I don't know, play the trumpet, like just do things for fun, to really express yourself, bring yourself out. And then, maybe, yeah, if you want to play a trumpet. Archangel Gabriel said, they'll be there with you. So yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, that's good. So the big thing is just to be in the body, embodying the body. So it's very hard, especially before Earth shifted to 5D, to be in the Earth body. So be like very hyper feeling, or very like, I want to run, I want to get out of my body, I feel very hyper. But now we're just helping kind of ground in the body. New Earth is like at least 500 on the Hawkins consciousness scale. So you're just at that heart level, and then the body will feel very good, and the body will feel very nurtured and very safe. So and then just staying at that frequency, then it's very easy. It's like the higher self is like right there. You don't have to phone and then wait, for the message to come. It's like the higher self is right there at 5D. So yeah, third eye is better, and nervous system is better. And then just releasing the body, releasing the shoulders. And then of course the jaw will feel a lot better, and the teeth and the gums. Yeah. All right. So I think that's good. Thank you.
Thank you. I've actually been feeling way better myself since we started doing a lot. We do the jaw releases every session, and I think you're so right with we hold so much tension here. And even as little children, when we feel that initial anger coming in, it's where we often hold our frustration. So a lot of people are holding a lot of tension. So thank you for doing those releases for everyone. Thank you for your question. And now we close the space there with so much love and gratitude, and sending you all that positive energy. Um, the next question we have is for let's have a look here. Um, Sinjia, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. She 1973. So they have a couple of questions before we get into those. Let's make sure we create this space for them, opening the channels of unconditional love and compassion. Any guidance that comes through is for their highest good, bringing healing, clarity, and empowerment. This is enacted across all time, spaces, and realities, and clearing to the root cause. Any energy that is not serving their highest good is now released back to source for the healing. We place the golden energy of light and protection sheath around this space. We now invite you and your question in. The question they have, um, so kind of two questions. One is wanting to know their career in this lifetime, and then also they want to know how to heal their body, and they're wondering if the condition of their body is related to their past life, and if they signed up for it in this one. Thank you.
Yeah. So is it like, what are the pronouns? Do you know?
She, born in 1970,
She,
73. Uh,
1973.
I think it's Senija, Sen,
San, can you spell it?
Senija.
Senija. Senja?
Senija, yeah.
Senija? Okay, Senija, 1978. Okay, let's take a look. And female, like a she?
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. Let's take a look. All right, so we're going to start with the health first, because that's the container. So in this life, so it's important. So we're just going to look over the whole field. And we're seeing like a lot of light wants to come to help her, like a lot of like helpers step forward very quickly. So I feel like this is something that she struggled with for a long time, but not knowing kind of how to bring in the helpers, because they're like all around her, and they're just like rushing to us. What it looks like, they're just rushing in to help. So, and these are unconditional love helpers, so they're for her highest and greatest good. So right away, they're just going to do an overall healing release for her whole energy field to just kind of start fresh. So they're going to bring in the golden light, and then just imagine the golden light kind of is going to come through from source, through the heart, and then through all of the body. So all of the systems. So right away, we can feel a lot of tension in the jaw on the left side. So that would be a past life. And then we're just bringing in the healing, the golden light. And we just heard like in the background, just a big thump, like something banged really hard. So we're just going to release that. So there was some kind of like a hard bang, a hard hit. So we're just going to release that. And then, yeah, we're just going to, and this can be for anybody too, because we're just working with energy right now and we're clearing her field and then just bringing in the gold light. And then it's not a coincidence that more than one person has the jaw and the gums and the teeth. So that's like happens a lot on Earth. So this is connected to a past life, another time. But the body wants to heal it in this life. Or she does too. But the body is always looking, okay, well, what do we have to clear? And then the body holds it for as long as needed until you are ready to kind of acknowledge it. It's more a recognition, like, yes, my jaw hurts. Yes, I feel like my forehead hurts and is stuck. And it's like, yeah, your forehead is stuck, your third eye is stuck. But that happens a lot on Earth, especially 3D Earth. So we're clearing a lot of third eyes. So we're just clearing the third eye. So when you clear the third eye, you can see and you can feel and you can sense things. And then babies when they're born, it's very natural. They're seeing everything. So, and just we're going to release the tension in the body, releasing the tension in the body. So just releasing the third eye. It feels like there's like layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of blockages, like we're seeing them in one film and another film, another film, another film, another film, another film. But it's natural. It's not unusual. So this happens to many people. But that's Earth. But that's the old Earth. That's 3D Earth. So this work is all in 5D. So it's simultaneous healing energy work. So you're the self-healer, though. We're working with your higher self. So everything is done for your highest good through your higher self. So nothing is interfered with. So we're not interfering with anybody's karma. It's all like free will choice. So we're just clearing the heart now. And there's a lot of pressure on the heart. So we're just releasing the pressure on the heart and then the shoulder on the right side. So the heart just feels heavy and sad and just like, oh, like we see this. Oh, this is like, oh, this is so hard, that kind of thing. So we're going to clear that with your permission, of course, with your higher self. So, but yeah, like she asked, so she's wanting it. And then in other time spaces, the body brings it into this life, not like punishment, but for clearing. So, because this is the most powerful body, this earth body, this body on earth now is the most powerful body in all time space. So when you heal it and clear it in this body, it really frees up all the other time spaces. So we're just clearing her third eye and clearing her throat so she can speak her truth. That's really connected to the jaw. So that was the past life. The past life was that she was punished for speaking, and it's like it just clamped her down. Like it just frustrated her so much. Just was she was like, no, we see that. No. So she really had a lot to say, and she was clamped down. And so there's this pressure on her jaw in this life and her throat. And so we're just releasing it and releasing the third eye. So she'll feel a lot better. It's a big release, actually. Like the jaw is like really, like we want to call it, clamped down. So just really want to release the jaw. Deep breath in. And we're also like using heat. So we're just really heating up, trauma. Kind of sometimes we use cold, but right now we're using heat. So we're just really going to heat her up to kind of get rid of all those little fibers of like we want to call it trauma or pain or the pain body, Eckhart Tolle's words, or just, but they're tiny little cords, but we want to like see them and then kind of, bring up the heat so that they evaporate. So we can just bring up the temperature in the body and then it can really help evaporate kind of all these, because they're irritating, they're just like fragments and they're irritating her system. So we can see it all now. So we're just amplifying the green in the heart to really help the release. And then just, you know, yeah, we're just releasing, but anything that you need to express or say or write about any impressions that come up after this, go ahead. This isn't spiritual bypassing. Like those messages, the dreams that come through, the messages that are coming through, you can handle it because it's coming through for healing. So any information that comes through or seeing through the dreams is very safe with your higher self. Will bring through dreams. Just write them down as you're working through this. But we're going to kind of like bring in the fire to release as much as you're willing to release. That's what we're releasing, and then you just are deciding the volume of or the amount. So, but this can be for everybody because this is like very detailed work. What's happening right now, all the little fibers of little trauma, but they're very irritating on the nervous system because they kind of loop. They go round and round and round, and the same story goes round and round. It's like very irritating to the nervous system. So now we're stopping the loop or suspending the looping. We're suspending the looping. So we're wanting the spiral. So the energy to flow like in a spiral. And so just releasing. So that's good. She's starting to cool down a bit more now, but the jaw is still really intense on the left side. So we're saying it was a big betrayal, but it can be healed and it is healing in this life. But it can also just be released. It just needs a witness. Like I see it, I know it, I'm not making it up in my head. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my heart. I know it. And then it's your truth. So even if the whole world says, no, I don't believe in past lives interfering in this life, but you believe it, and because you feel like it's affecting you, then heal it in the now, in this body. So yeah, it got quite hot, but it's starting to cool down now. So we just try to bring in as much clearing as possible in the shortest amount of time. So she's going to be able to hear better on the left side as well because it affected her hearing, because it was like the information kept kind of like it won't give her peace until she witnesses it, but it was hard to witness because it was like traumatic. But we don't need the details. We just need to know that it was something that kind of like broke her heart in that time, but it can be healed in this life and in the now, like right now. So, and in terms of like work and career, we're seeing like if she can do anything that's artistic, that that like the artistic things have been blocked because of that past life. And so we're seeing that the more she feels joy in what she creates in something artistic, it will actually blossom and help the rest of her life. So the things she does that's artistic, that she creates, it will bring so much joy that will blossom into the rest of her life. So the most important thing was the healing of that past life, healing the body and the now. And then that's actually opens up her energy center. So she's going to have more space now because she was so closed in, she's going to, and like, she's like a flower now. She's opened up. So she can just imagine that actually, like that she's kind of bloomed or blossomed, kind of opened because she was so covered, because it was necessary, to survive. So her nervous system, we're just checking on the nervous system, and then her heat temperature is better. And then her jaw is still sore, so it might be sore for a few days. So just allow it to release with your higher self. You can just say, I'm here, I'm with my higher self. Do some writing, do some, I don't know, we're seeing like painting, pottery, like anything to do with your hands, cooking, making things with your hands. Like your hands want to do things. They want to be busy, and you have a lot of dexterity and talent in your hands, so just create with your hands. Yeah, so we're
So
just
that,
seeing her, whoops, sorry, we're just seeing her
oh,
fields
okay,
open.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, we were just looking at the whole field. So now it looks more open. And so everybody can kind of feel that with the golden light. It's just more open and then balanced and anchored, to Gaia, to the new earth. And then, yeah, so, but the jaw's still sore. It was a big, big event. So it will take a few days, but her higher self is there with her. So we're good to close.
Mhm. Sorry, before we closed, they did just update. They had the wrong year of birth. It was 1978, not 1973. And
Oh,
then,
okay.
yeah, I think that's okay though. I think, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah. But
think we got her.
yeah. Also, they had a specific. Just as you were mentioning at the end, things to do with their hands, and we are just out of time. So I'll just very briefly. Is that what they should be doing for a career? Something with their hands? That was kind of their specific question.
Yeah, so we want to see the momentum kind of happening, right? Because there was a big clearing and
Yeah.
release, and then she's, going to blossom. And but how to kind of bring momentum into her life, because she's been kind of really clamped down like this.
Yeah.
So how to
Yes.
bring the momentum is actually by doing things with her hands, and then that creativity will lead that the when she's doing stuff like that, she's going to be in the flow state with her higher self, and then she'll get the next step and the next step. But let's just allow this healing to integrate.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, go from there. Okay.
yeah, go from there.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone's questions today. We are at a time, but we do have a couple of minutes just to uh, uh ask for a message for the entire collective. So we will thank everyone that has sent in their YouTube. We had one or two other questions, but unfortunately we don't have time, but we can definitely come back to them the following week. But yeah, so for now, I would like to just once again kind of clear out all the energies of the questions and just really reconnect back in with source. Clearing the space, any information that comes through is for, and this is for the collective, so it's for everyone's highest good of truth and value. Any energies that are not aligned to this truth are now released back to the universe for healing. And these questions are for all time, space, and realities to the root cause. So this final question is, it's very open-ended. We like to kind of ask at the end of each session if there is any messages for the collective this week, anything that you would really like us all to know.
Yeah, the big shift that happened in December 2025. So that was when the solstice. So that's anchored really well. So there's going to be a lot of people that are having spontaneous awakenings, and it's going to be very like, whoa, what happened? So your higher self is with you. So the fast track, if you're like totally in shock, is actually just, I'm going to connect with my heart, connect with my higher self, and then go into the inner body, and then connect to 5D. You can say 5D Earth, or you can say Gaia, you can say new Earth, but staying in the vibration of the heart. And then that's really going to stabilize everybody, everybody. And you can just do this all the time. You could spend most of your day just saying, okay, I'm going to go through my heart, connect to my higher self. or you can use Eckhart Tolle's word, the deep eye. So you're really going deep into the cells, deep into the body, and then through the body connecting to Mu Earth. So Mu Earth is at heart consciousness. So we'd say start there and then trust yourself. Like trust yourself. Like if it's happened to you, really spontaneous awakening, like Eckhart Tolle had a spontaneous awakening, or it has been rolling out slowly over a few years or a few decades, then either way, but say there's a surge for many people, a surge happened in December, but there is a lot of support around. So just stay in the heart center, stay communicating with your higher self, stay connected to Gaia, to Earth, to New Earth. And that will really help stabilize you, but it's a feeling sense in the body. It's not out of the body, it's in the body and through the heart. So if you pop out of your body, come back in your body. Okay. Yeah.
I hear
We
you.
see a lot of
That's
Pop-Tarts, like a lot of people popping out like the toaster. We're like, okay, if you pop out, but pop back in.
don't forget to come in. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for your final message and for all the wisdom and messages you've shared for everyone today. We'd now like to close the space and giving thanks to Source, our higher selves, our guides of unconditional love and Gaia. Thank you for all the wisdom and love you've shared. And may all these energies from all these sessions continue to support for the highest good. Um, Everyone take care of yourselves. That was in the session today. Lots of big energy work done for us all. We now seal the space in divine golden light. All energy work is anchored and integrated. Space is now closed with love and gratitude. Only Source's golden light and unconditional love remain present. Elaine, we invite you fully back into the space with much love, much thanks. To you and everyone here. It was not, this is only possible without everyone else's support. Again, we're the quantum connectors. We do these sessions for the good of everyone. We also offer private sessions, so you're also welcome. I think all Elaine's details are in the YouTube if ever you wanted to have a more in-depth personal journey. We're here to support you. And yeah, that's bye for me. Elaine, if you wanted to add any closing remarks, and we'll see. Oh, actually, I did have something. I may not be able to come next week, so we might have to shift the day, but we'll keep everyone posted and informed. If we do have to change from a Tuesday, but yeah, that was the last thing I needed to say. Yeah, so Elaine, I'll hand it over to you if you have anything you want to add.
Okay, thanks, Mary. I'm still, yeah, that's great. Yeah, thanks for holding the space. There's a lot of energy that came through today, a lot of clearing, a lot of energy. So just take what resonates and just leave the rest.
Mhm.
Your higher self is always there for you, and your heart is always there for you, right? So we're just kind of clearing the pathways, clearing the ley lines in your system.
Mm.
Yeah, so thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. See you,
All
everyone.
right.
Bye bye.
Bye.